to this. Oh, and guess who we have here? We've got. I was gonna do it as a surprise, and then you ruined it.
Ruined it. I'm still
Daniel Bostic.
I'm still standing over here like I didn't actually.
And Loki. Woo!
Okay, I do have neighbors.
Okay.
It's midnight.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, neighbors. So here's Daniel, and here's Loki. We're doing a special live tonight, Saturday night, even though I normally don't do Saturday nights, but because I was meant to do one last night, Friday night, and I had like promised on it, 100%, and then just, we were out, and then I just went, by the time I came back, I fell asleep, so.
What's happening with the flag? It's just making me crazy.
Yeah, the flag is acting weird.
It's gonna keep doing it because this is. There we go.
It's a bigot flag, Daniel.
A bigot. This is a racist flag.
It's a racist flag.
Racist propaganda in Daniel Bostic's guest room.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add or invite my people.
Your people?
My peeps.
Who are your people?
Your live stream goes well with weed. Weed is not legal in South Carolina. It's actually very.
Do people smoke weed in South Carolina?
Yeah, I mean people do, but it's not. It's very illegal, and it's not even been decriminalized. It's still very illegal. Although I feel like I've heard less and less about the state actually prosecuting people for it, so I don't know. It's not high
Do you
on my
think
list
it's
of
gonna
concerns.
Do you think it's gonna go in the direction of the other states?
There's a couple bills. Oh, and there's Dash.
Oh yeah, you guys haven't met Dash. You've only met Loki, because Loki is a star.
He's also not very happy with this whole arrangement.
Oh my gosh, what happened to Loki's collar?
He took it off, and I don't know how he did. I just found it in the floor, and he was just looking at it. I was like, okay. All right.
So
These cats are too smart.
This is my first time in Charleston, and I really like it. It's so different. It's so different from DC. What do you feel like is different from Charleston? So I live in Washington, D.C., in case you haven't noticed, and I'm visiting Charleston because Daniel lives in Charleston, and it's not far from D.C. It's less than 2-hour plane ride, and it's in the same time zone, on the same coast, but it's so different. And a few things that are different that make it different. First of all, DC is a big city. It's not big like New York or LA, but it's still big enough that people from all over the world and all over the country are coming and living in DC. That's one thing.
Yeah. I mean, Charleston is growing at such a fast pace, though, that I think it is diversifying a lot. But part of it too is Charleston doesn't have even as much of the racial tension, it seems, because the population, I think it's 40% minority, so it's
versus white.
Yeah, right. So it's a very diverse group. I was telling you, I actually live here in an area there's a lot of Jewish community areas here, and
cool.
I live in one of those, and yeah, I mean it is culturally different, but I think that people here seem to be a lot more I don't want to say friendly, but I think there's just a lot more connections between people than there are in a lot of other places. And you're right. I mean, DC is liberal.
Wait.
But
So repeat what their comment is, because not everyone across the platform can see.
Oh yeah. So this person said that DC is very liberal, and that is true. Although downtown Charleston, or Charleston proper, is pretty liberal. It's the only district that consistently goes Democrat almost every presidential election is the downtown Charleston area. So
it seems like a very diverse.
No mercy.
It seems like a very diverse town.
Yeah, it is. It's
intellectually, politically, and
yeah, it is diverse,
demographically.
Which is interesting because it's also very, very religious, and so a lot of people feel religious areas are not diverse, but that's not the case here.
Yeah, it seems like in terms of it being religious, there's just all kinds of religious people. It's just like...
Yeah.
Another thing about Charleston is that people actually live here, like, for the long term, not just for a few years or until they finish college or whatever. Some people do, but generally people don't just come and live here for a little bit just to climb some social ladder or whatever and then leave, like they do in DC. DC is so transient. You can't be sure that the person you're friends with now is still going to be your friend in 6 months or a year or 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they will, but it's really hard to find those kind of friends. In Charleston, Daniel, you know, we met some of his friends here. He's been friends with them since childhood, and that's really rare to have in big cities like DC, especially such a transient one.
Yeah,
so
definitely. And we do get some transient population. We get a lot of people actually who, it's kind of an ongoing joke. We get a lot of people who say that they're only going to be here for a year or two for a job or something and then never seem to leave. We also get quite a few people who there's a large Air Force base here and a large Navy base. And so because of that, we get actually a very significant percentage of military people. And what's funny is a lot of the people who wind up getting stationed here wind up staying here, either getting out and staying here or coming back after they get stationed. And this person asked if we're talking about Charleston, South Carolina or Charleston, West Virginia. Definitely Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston, West Virginia is very different.
Yeah, is Charleston, West Virginia, like, even, do people, is it even like a big city? I'm just tweeting this thing.
It's not like compared to Charleston, South Carolina. I've spent time, I used to live in West Virginia, actually like 45 minutes from Charleston, West Virginia. So Charleston, West Virginia it's a city, but it's not a city like probably most people would think of a city.
I'm just sharing this so that it has your name with Daniel Bostic. In case you guys didn't know, this is Daniel Bostic. He's been on this live stream a bunch of times, and he's really popular with you guys. So that's why I bring him here, not because we're friends or anything.
No.
Just...
Actually, the funny thing is that off camera, we hate each other.
Yeah. This is total show.
Yeah, there've been there's been multiple times I've tried to stab her, and things like that since she's been here. But
he's playing just horror films for me.
Listen, you're the person who wanted to watch the horror film.
Every time I want to watch a horror film, it just keeps happening. Where, like, I really want to watch a horror film, and I keep pushing it. I keep just, like, forcing, especially Daniel, to watch a horror film with me. And then,
I love horror films, so...
And then he's like, okay, so we watch a horror film, and I'm just screaming the entire time, and like, no, you can't do this! And it's really...
Well, what's funny is that... Yeah,
someone's making a comment about my bangs. Daniel, look at my bangs and how I put it up.
No.
It's one of Daniel's, like, electric tools. I don't even know what
it is. Wait, it is? I thought it was a pen. I don't even know what that is in your head. It's just, like, sticking out of the side of your... Oh, no, that's, like... Oh, that's the I have a... What's the fancy pen brand?
I stuck one of
Mont Blanc.
I stuck one
That's that's a replacement for a Mont Blanc pen. It's, like, very expensive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you
may
have...
Like a brand name clip.
Yeah, you may have just started a fashion trend.
A Mont Blanc hair clip.
Yes.
Because I didn't have, like, a bobby pin or anything to pin it up. So I'm just using Daniel's stuff.
The funny thing is,
around the house.
Like, there's been multiple things that she's asked for that are really completely reasonable. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have that. I'm a dude. I don't have anything.
Yeah, like, do you have, like, a hairbrush? Do you have bobby pins for hair?
Nope. I'm a dude. Like, what am I gonna do with a bobby pin? Pick a lock?
I don't know,
I actually would like to. My brothers know how to pick locks, and I'm gonna have them teach me because it's so cool.
Yeah, so we can rob homes. I like that. We can rob a nice home in Charleston and then squat in it.
I don't know why you would do that. What are you
So I can make good use of I could practice picking locks. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I'm gonna move to Charleston. That's the bottom line. I'm gonna move to Charleston because I'm not gonna live in DC forever. So I don't plan on living there for a long time. So where else am I gonna go? I'm not going back to LA anytime soon. Don't feel like it. And yeah. Anyway, so okay, so.
What are we supposed to be talking about?
We were talking about, so the topic of this live stream, live from Charleston.
Yep.
Ilhan and the man.
Oh,
get it? Ilhan
man.
and the man.
Yeah. No. Oh, like it rhymes.
It rhymes, yeah. Ilhan. Oh, no. Did I say the man or the white man?
I think you said the white man.
The white man. Ilhan and the white man, right? The white man, because Ilhan Omar, in case you haven't watched, you should go back and watch it. It's on my Twitter page. You'll see, if you scroll down, you'll see a video with Ilhan Omar. Basically, she talks about someone asks her, this guy, what was his name again?
Oh, I don't know. I can pull up. Well, I'll pull up the original thread because there was lots that happened.
Okay. So this guy, reporter guy, tells Ilhan Omar, what do you think about conservatives saying about there is radical Islamic terrorism and they're blaming Islam, and what do you think about that, and I don't even remember what he said, but he's like, what do you think about this, that they're blaming terrorism, San Bernardino Islamic terrorism, whatever, on Islam.
Yeah.
And so she goes.
It was okay. The funny thing is, it's one of those things that you watch and you're kind of thinking in the back of your head, you're like, is this real? And like, I know it's being said, but is it real? Is this like a deep fake video of Ilhan? Because the quote is so unbelievably absurd.
Like, no matter how much we play it up, it's still gonna be worse the way that she said it. She goes, we have to be afraid of the white man. We have to be fearful of the white man because they are the ones causing the most of the deaths in this country.
Yes.
And they're the terrorists. And
excellent accent.
And then she ends it off by saying, we have to stop the radicalization of the white man.
Yeah.
That's literally what she said. It's not exact quote, but she literally says the white man, that we should be afraid of the white man, and that we have to stop the radicalization of the white man. I'm not exaggerating. That's an exact quote. And
okay, so what was funny about that was that
the people defending her, and being like, no, you have to look for the context.
I'm like, the funny thing about this is the context actually hurts you. So you should actually be encouraging people not to pay attention to the context.
The context
makes it worse.
The context makes it worse. They're like, you're only seeing a part of that interview, a clip of that interview. If you watch the whole interview, you're just like, oh God, this is worse. You should have just shown us the clip and not let us see the rest of the interview.
Yeah, it was, and so what was funny was the edited clip was actually better. And then, who was the journalist that posted
I forgot her name, but this lady from Salon.
No. The Salon lady's the one who, like, went after me.
She goes, the Salon lady, she goes, what does she say? She goes, of course, we all have to be afraid of white supremacy. Even the FBI has listed white supremacists as terrorists. Are you gonna go against what the FBI says?
And I was like, the FBI is talking about white supremacists. They're not talking about white people.
Right.
Those are very different things.
And then she's like, well...
Oh, I want to pull up the original.
She's like...
I don't even know what's happening back
She's
there.
like, well, you should be paying attention to what the context was, or what she was really saying. She was really saying about white supremacy.
Well, she said,
And then it's like, you weren't listening to the context, and it's like when you watch the larger video, she's literally only talking about white people, and the context makes it worse because she's just talking about. She's literally just talking about white people. She's not talking about white supremacy.
And what's funny, so I was actually very confused because this Salon journalist named Sophia Tesfaye. Interesting.
Tesfaye.
Yeah, Tesfaye. I've never heard of her, and what's funny is that she doesn't follow you. I have other Salon journalists that follow me, but like none of them retweeted it or interacted with that post.
Tesfaye, it sounds like Tesla. I have recently invested in Tesla. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and she's not giving investment advice though.
I'm not. Am I like not allowed to give investment advice? Not that
no, you're not allowed to give investment advice.
Not that you'd ever want to hear advice from me.
It's just like, I'm not giving advice on investment or actually anything ever.
Right, exactly. But I just saw it in my app, in my trade app, and then I just bought it. Because I thought it was...
Sophia then...
Because I didn't know what else to, because it's like the only one I knew. Because it's the only one I recognized.
I bought stock because I didn't know what else to do.
Because I wanted to invest in something I had saved.
This guy says that Tesla stock tanked.
Oh my god. Don't say that.
Depressing. It will go up now because Pardes has shouted them out.
Yeah, I have invested in it. So since
look at Loki just sitting over in the back judging us.
He looks kind of like, he looks mad.
He is judging us. Okay, so anyway, the Sophia Tesfaye woman responded to me. This was the last thing she wrote, and I didn't respond. And she said, "You kind have to watch more than a snippet."
No, we shouldn't.
And I'm like, you need to snip it. What are you talking about? You need to watch more than a snippet.
You need to snip it.
And I was just like, what is happening? Loki's just like on the back judging us. Dash is down here on the floor somewhere, also judging us. But anyway.
Everybody knows Loki now.
Loki is not Loki.
There used to be. Would you guys follow an Instagram page of just Loki? It'd be pretty cool. An Instagram page.
I've had multiple friends ask me if they can make him an Instagram page, but the problem is I've seen so many teenage stars and how their lives get corrupted and they wind up on drugs and stuff, and so I feel like I should wait till he's a little bit older to protect him. Because there's a lot of predators out there.
Yeah.
And actually, there is a really big problem right now with people stealing Bengal cats.
Really?
Yeah. There's multiple people have had theirs stolen off their back porch and all that. I have cameras on my back porch, but.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yep.
Are there a lot of people in Charleston, thieves and stuff?
Well, it's not really a problem here. It's just a problem in general. But no, I mean Charleston. I don't know. It's like anywhere. There's good areas and bad areas, but there's only been probably 1 or 2 times in Charleston that I felt unsafe.
Yeah.
And that was there was this one time there was all my friends are tweeting and texting me because there was a shooting at the mall. And no one actually got shot. It was just someone who walked in and started shooting the roof or something. It was very weird. But I didn't read the whole thing. I just freaked out because my gym used to be at the mall. So I'm on the treadmill. And I see shooting at Charleston Mall. Now here's the thing, people from Charleston understand that there's a very big difference between North Charleston and Charleston. Mm-hmm. But these people just wrote Charleston. So I thought it was my mall, so I went and locked myself in the bathroom.
Oh my god.
And I was like, everyone here seems so calm. Why is no one worried? And yeah, and really all that happened
because they all have faith.
Yeah, but if there's a shooting at the mall, you don't stay on the elliptical because you have faith. You know what I mean? And thankfully, no one was hurt. It wasn't a big deal, but I hope not. But
Mike Carter says bolt them to the house so they can steal it. So they can't steal it.
I was like, what?
Bolt the cats to the house.
Yeah, that would not work. They would chew through the bolt.
They really don't listen to anything. I say come here. I say come here.
And they walk away.
Every time you say come here, they go the opposite direction. If you try to like hug them, they go away from you. But then if you don't want them to come near you, because you're like typing on your laptop, then they will come near you.
And they will literally just sit on your laptop.
So they're like teenagers. You just have to tell them the opposite of what you want, and that's what they'll do.
Yep, it's true. But I mean, if they're too smart for that, they'll figure it out. Loki, I was telling you this, but Loki knows how to open the downstairs closet, because if you push it, it's not like, the closet isn't like hung correctly on the wall, so if you push it, it pops open, and I'll literally just be sitting there like working or, you know, doing laundry or whatever you do in your house, and I'll look over, and he just looks at me, and then he just pushes it, and it pops open. I'm just like,
That's a really smart cat.
It's ridiculous. They're very smart. It's terrifying, actually. And he broke 6 of my wine glasses, and
how did he do that? Tell me.
So there was like multiple times when I would be working or whatever, and I was just dumb, and I would leave one on the counter, or not the counter, there's like a little, what's it called, side table by the couch, and he would hop up there, and I would be like across the room, and he always does it to where he makes eye contact with you, and I'm like, don't do it, and then he just like sticks his paw up, and he looks me dead in the eyes, and he just goes, and then it crashes on the ground, and then he just runs away. And I had 6 wine glasses he broke, and then I had a set of shatterproof wine glasses, and he broke all but 2 of those too.
Oh,
I literally was just cleaning up glass.
Shatterproof glasses?
Yeah, so I guess I just have to like drink wine out of a red Solo cup or something.
Yeah. Do you have like child lock on your doors?
Who are you people? I like you. We are we're actually time travelers.
Yeah.
Who came from the future, but you know.
We're like the future. We're like the better.
We're what you could be.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounded really awful. Oh man, I would say I like you too, but I don't know you.
I like them. If you're cool enough to be watching this, I like you.
Yeah, unless I mean you've had some people in the past that have watched you, and you know sung songs for you.
Well, okay, so I like you if you're watching this, because there's something to be said about
I don't know what you're going. I don't know where she's going with this.
Okay, just ignore me. But if you enjoy this, then it means that we have the same vibe, right? It means that you enjoy really cool things and watching cool people instead of weird dumbasses who are on TV.
Oh, someone else said they like us. There are 2 people in one night that have said they like us. Wow. That's good.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty likable people, and we're both gonna run for president, so
It's probably true.
I'll be the president, right?
Yeah, you can be the president. I don't really want to run for president, but the people need me, so it's like, ugh, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
Yeah, they do. So, what will our laws be?
Be
my running mate?
Yeah. I think that, first of all, I think we should outlaw all windmills because they kill birds.
Okay, outlaw windmills. That'll be our first thing as president. We would do a better job. By the way, we could totally run for office. We really could. Ilhan Omar is in office.
Yeah.
She's a congresswoman. We could totally run for president.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So it's funny. Like this is a weird sidetrack, but so the first congressional district here, the congressman that represents this, and that was the seat that I worked for when I worked in Congress. That seat flip Democrat for the first time in like a really, really long time. And so all these people have asked me to run. I've talked to a couple people.
You should totally do it.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple people. I'm talking to some of the candidates now. Who knows?
So you'd really be thinking about it?
I mean,
I would totally campaign
here's the
for
thing.
you.
Here's the thing. Like
a lot.
Like, this seat can be won, and it can be won fairly easily, but not without the right person. And I know several of the candidates who, one in particular is just a bad person. But, you know, there is another guy I'm talking to who's running right now who is, I think he's a good guy. So I don't know, like, I've talked to a lot of the people. I'm not sure I understand. Why does that keep happening? That happened earlier where Siri's just like, that's nice.
Yeah.
And you're like, why are you listening to me?
And it was like while I was watching the movie. So I said something.
Yeah.
I said something like, oh no, like, or like, this is scary, or what was I saying?
Yeah, you said something. Yeah, you were just, I mean, it was terror.
And then Siri responds like, okay, I will do that. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah, so outlaw Siri.
Yeah, that's
a good platform. Something I proposed today, and I think we both agree on, is that we should make everyone who wants a Twitter account take an IQ test.
Outlaw free speech for dumb people.
Dumb people. It's Pardes. So Pardes is trying to swear less now that she's around me.
Yeah.
And it
people
really just means she says
very...
half. It means she just says half of the word and then lets you fill in the rest.
what the flan?
Okay.
This tastes like shoddy.
Okay, I don't know where this is going. Alex says we are the future philosopher kings. That's probably what we should do. Is we should probably run for president, and our platform should be that we're going to do away with democracy because it's kind of failed at this point.
Yeah.
And we'll just be monarchs.
Yeah.
Like the royals.
Like the royals, yeah.
And we'll just have children who do cocaine and run around and are rich, and everyone will love us.
Why is it always like the rich kids who do cocaine? Also, like...
I don't know that's a fair categorization. I know a lot of rich kids that don't do cocaine.
You know, here's another thing. Why does everybody on Capitol Hill do cocaine? That's the thing. Okay, so people who need money don't work on the Hill. People who work on the Hill... Now I'm making a real generalization. But...
The pay is awful.
The pay is awful.
Yeah, no, like people have no idea.
You can't work on Capitol Hill if you want to make money.
No, I mean if you're like an entry level, I've seen entry level people on the Hill get paid like $20 a year.
Oh my god. Is that even legal? Like, can they do that?
Well, I mean a salary, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean I've seen like
people.
Yeah. I mean people make really low amounts, and because most people are doing well. First of all, you have a limited budget in a congressional office. So you have to run like multiple locations and pay all these different people. But the thing is, a lot of even like high level staffers are making like $70 a year, which is, I mean that's like good money. But I'm saying like when if you're like a chief of staff, that job is your entire life.
Right.
Like you are the first person there, last person to leave. Like that candidate is your life, and
it's the cats. Sorry, I'm making so much noise in neighbors.
Every time she sneezes, it just terrifies me. It's like worse than the horror movie. I'm just like, oh, what's happening?
It keeps happening. But I actually really want to try cocaine.
This person said he will start a charity giving cocaine to poor people. Don't try cocaine. Drugs are not cool.
Yeah, but everyone keeps talking about how cool it is. How awesome.
If people have to repeatedly talk about how cool something is, then it's probably not.
They really seem to enjoy it though. How does everybody seem to have the same experience with Coke and they all like it?
I am not going to defend drug usage on the internet. I have never done cocaine. I do not recommend anyone does. Yvonne says she keeps trying to figure out the picture behind you. I'm actually gonna take that down. Yvonne, I think I'm gonna take that down and put this photo. You can't see it. Yvonne painted this amazing, sketched this amazing collage
this is the
of
same
Dash.
Yvonne?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love your painting. I love it so much. This is the one I've been watching every day because it's right here.
Yeah, it's right behind the camera.
I've actually lied down there and just stared at it, analyzing it.
Yeah, it's I like how it's like there's like abstract pieces and all kinds of. It's really cool. But anyway, I think I'm gonna take that down. That's just like some cheap thing that I got at something like Amazon or something. I had it in college or whatever. Cocaine makes no sense. Okay, I agree. Oh.
Sorry, I'm sorry. And you have neighbors.
Yeah, well, I don't anymore.
They've all disappeared. So anyway, what else do we have to say about Ilhan Omar before?
I mean, I would be in. Oh, that's you. I was like, what is happening?
My nose.
The interesting thing is, I would be really. Hi, Joe. Oh, Joe. Hey. How are you? Good to see you. Or hear from you, because I can't see you. That's sad.
Yeah, you can. You can see his name.
Right, but I can't see him. Like, I don't know. I feel weird saying good to see you to people over the internet when I'm not actually seeing.
Your name is a representative of you, of a person. So you see their name, it's like you see them.
That's like something that people will say in the future when no one meets each other and they all just live in virtual reality headsets.
They'll be like, here's
Dash
the thing.
is just like wanting to go to bed. So
here's what I wonder: if there's a clone of yourself. First of all, if your brain is like copied onto a computer,
like
and
the
then,
cloud or something.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then that is downloaded onto somebody else's brain, and that becomes their new brain. Who are you? Are you the body? Or are you the new person?
So there's this show on, I think it's Netflix,
Who's the soul?
and I've
What
seen
part?
some of it. It's kind of sleazy, but there's this show called Altered Carbon, and it's basically about people who are able to, the people have the technology to move their brain, like their consciousness around between bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And so people, like the rich people, essentially live forever because they can afford to keep, getting new bodies, and the poor people are basically fighting over the ability to do this. And what's interesting is like people, like depending on their mood or what they want, they'll like switch bodies. So like they'll like they go in and they have this closet or like this display room of all these bodies, and they pick which one they want, and there's like ones that are celebrities, and like it's really trippy.
Oh my god.
It's
kind of
really
scary, like.
It's really trippy.
So who's in the body when they're not in it?
Nothing, it's just a body.
But how does the body stay alive if it doesn't have a brain running it, like a system?
They have like life support systems for the bodies, basically, to keep the cells from dying. And then they you just like swap it out like changing clothes.
And this is like a scientific fiction.
Well, yeah, it's not real. But yeah, I mean like there are a lot of people who think we will. Dash is literally just like sleeping by my college degree, and it's so cute.
Should we show it?
Yeah, it's kind of cute actually.
Bitcoin.
Crazy.
This is so cute.
Crazy leopard cats.
This is so cute. They're both staring.
She's like, her eyes are so big.
Boop.
It's amazing they put up with me. I'm actually so annoying.
Alright. Show's over.
Yeah.
You guys are not.
My
That's
neck is like jacked up.
So what if they cloned you, they made another Daniel, and he's sitting here?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? Are you?
I think that, well,
if you were to, like, get old and go away, is this new you gonna be Daniel too? Can I talk to this? I think
if my consciousness is in it, then yes. But, like, the thing in Altered Carbon is that people are still alive because their consciousness is what makes them alive, their sentience, and not just what skin they're wearing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like, but when they switch bodies, like, the consciousness is taken out of the old body and put in the new one.
So
it's not like there's multiples. That would be awful.
If you're cloned, well, I guess it would be a different they would not. Rosemary says they would not be the same. So
no,
like,
but if you're but like those are different things. So if you're cloning someone, right? Mm-hmm. You're just making a carbon copy of me. Those would be two different people. If you're, and I don't know why anyone would ever want to clone me, but if you're like taking
I would totally clone you. You know, just to have one in case the other one something happens.
Antifa shoots me or something.
Yeah, have a backup.
But or yeah, but your consciousness.
Or you could
is
have like
one.
A doppelganger. You could have. I would actually totally want to have a clone of myself. I would have my clone do things for me, as me.
Well, you know that's basically what Taylor Swift does. No, I'm serious. It's not like a conspiracy. So it's not what she does, but like Taylor Swift is famous, sort of. Well, she's famous in general, but Loki's just rubbing his head on the lamp, and I don't know why. Every time you turn the camera on them, they're just like camera ready instantly.
Yeah, like they're doing something crazy and funny, and then suddenly you put the camera on them, and they're just like, what?
What's happening?
Nothing to see here.
Okay, so Taylor Swift does this thing where she hires body lookalikes, like people who look just like her.
Oh my God.
And they're basically on standby when she needs to go places. So she has in the past, like in her apartment in New York.
Oh my God.
I don't even know what just happened.
Is it okay? Is it broken?
No, it's just like this cheap lamp. I'm not worried about it.
Oh my God, it's broken. It broke.
I was just like, what is happening right now?
Is your degree okay?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Dash and like
Loki
I wish you
could
have seen this because Dash was literally just up there. And she did not do a single thing wrong. She's just looking at it, and then Loki is like, causes a hurricane in my house.
Loki is sitting behind the door like that.
He causes this hurricane, and she's just like...
Do you think Loki is ashamed? He's just sitting behind.
Well, yeah, he's freaked out. Hey, it's okay. It's okay, you just broke my house. It's not a big deal.
Come here, Loki.
He's not happy. I wonder if this fell on him. He's fine. He's been through worse. Oh man.
Scared of what he did.
This person's like, I'm glad I tuned in just in time for that. We were both just like, we need to watch the replay of this and clip it for a video. Culture team, I am directing you to clip a video of my cats destroying my house. Okay.
Loki, come here. Oh my God, Loki's in the bathroom.
He's fine.
He's like gonna drink the toilet water.
Loki did not want to hear about Taylor Swift.
So Taylor Swift,
he does not drink
as you were
toilet.
saying,
he has water everywhere he can drink. So she does this. So like if she needs to go somewhere, I can't believe that happened. Sorry, it's so funny. If she needs to like go somewhere, we can't finish. We can't finish. That was so scary too. I was like, is someone shooting us? And it happened over a span of like 10 seconds.
Right after we watched a horror movie.
It just kept happening.
We watched the scariest horror movie ever. Before this.
Dash is just so done with everyone. Okay, so she will, if she needs to go somewhere, she'll have this like body double that comes, and they'll wear like sunglasses. What? Why are you laughing still?
Okay, continue.
Okay. I can't do this if you're laughing and I'm laughing.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, man. Okay. Oh, wait. This person said, I'm in Charleston. Come to Windjammer. I was just at Windjammer like a couple weeks ago.
Should we go to Windjammer?
We can go to Windjammer.
Is it open on Sunday?
I have no idea.
We can go to Windjammer.
Yeah. We're not going to be able to finish the scope now. Whew. So anyway, if she needs to go somewhere, this person comes out wearing like a hat and sunglasses. It's really weird, and it's really trippy because there's been photos leaked, and like people try and figure out which person is Taylor Swift, and no one knows. But it looks just like her wearing like hats, sunglasses, and then they get in a car, and then the car drives away, and all the paparazzi follows. And then she waits like 10 minutes, and then she just walks out the front door and goes and does whatever she wants to do.
That's amazing.
Yeah. You're gonna need one of those sometime.
Yeah. I'm like constantly seeing, who should be my doppelganger?
I'm really bad with that stuff. You're very special. There's no one like you.
I keep like...
I feel like you're like out of the camera.
Like, for me, I keep doing this thing where I see someone, like, from the back of their head, they look exactly... Oh, my God, my friend Ariana.
Yeah.
So basically, I see this girl who looks exactly like my friend Ariana. And she looked from the side, but then when she turns... I don't know. I keep doing this thing where I see someone from the side or the back.
Yeah. And
I think it's that person, and then I go up to them and, hey, whatever their name is, and then they turn around, and it's, like, totally different. It's just a trippy experience.
Yeah. I sometimes see people in like people.
You see people?
Yeah.
Like from the dead?
No.
Like in that movie that we just
watched?
Well,
no, like there are people that like friends from high school or like exes or whatever that I'll be like in a completely like I'll be in California, or this happened in Texas, or it happened in Florida or whatever, and I'll just like turn and I'm just like, what are they doing here? And then they turn and look at me, and I'm just like, and then I realize it's not them. Mostly I'm just dumb.
Like, who are you? Why are you looking? Why are you staring at me? Oh, Diacritical 1 has witnessed it.
Who's Diacritical 1?
Okay, so
Do I know
anyways.
this person?
You have not met him yet, but I have met him.
Congrats.
Yes. We met. It was at the Trump Hotel. Okay.
Of course.
Because that's the place. That's
the
the only
place.
And so we see this girl, and then so he calls out to her. He goes, Ariana! It was really awesome. Just
That's
to see
funny.
if she responds, and she didn't. So he's like, okay. And they were just confused.
That's funny. This person said, are you coming to LA with Ali in August?
Why is Ali going to LA in August?
Ali always has like meetings and stuff that are backlogged in LA, and so he has a lot of friends there. I have some friends there, and of course a lot of my friends in LA aren't talking to me anymore because I know them from modeling and...
Oh, and then they were like, oh, you're in politics.
And if you're on the right.
Politics, yeah.
It used to... The funny thing is, so I was telling you the other day, like, I've noticed...
You're not even so right-wing, though, in any way.
No, I'm really
actually.
not. And I'm actually, like, not controversial. Like, I've done stuff for, 2 female presidential candidates, a female governor, and a black congressman. Like, but anyway, I think...
And also, like, in general, your views. Like, I don't think of any of Daniel's views as...
Yeah,
right wing in any
some
way.
Of them are kind of liberal, actually. But anyway, what's funny is that
the most right wing is like, I guess, libertarian. He's got libertarian views.
Some things.
Some things, yeah, not everything.
Ali is calling me in the middle of a scope. Can you not?
You want to pick it up?
Yeah.
You want to pick it up and be like, hi, we're in the middle of a scope.
Okay, so the funny thing is, have you noticed that periscopers have been doing that more and more lately?
Yeah.
And I think they think it makes them seem important or something.
You're important. You're an important
like,
person.
No, but they're
pick
just,
it up.
No. But they're just like, 1 second, everyone. Hold on, internet. I have things to do. And then they're just like, I'm in the middle of a scope. Is this an emergency? And I'm like, it's not an emergency. They can text you. But anyway, yeah. So no. Anyway, that was.
And
random.
it's like they'll put an alarm, right? You put an alarm on your phone so it rings at a certain time, and then you pick it up and pretend you're on the phone.
You ring. Yeah, it rings, and you're just like, hello, and then Siri's like, hello. No. So anyway.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Anyway, what I was gonna say is that it's funny because I've noticed there's a couple brands. So a lot of times, it depends on the brand, but a lot of times when you're a model and you shoot for brands, they'll do a lot of shoots that are themed differently, and then they'll use those pictures over like a long period of time if they're not updating their product line, or if it applies to like, different product lines, or you're shooting on unreleased stuff. And I had shot for a shoe company. I probably shouldn't have said that, but you don't know which one. I've shot for like 3 or 4. And this company used to always share my content, and they would publish it, and then they would tag me, and they would do all this. And then I just kind of stopped hearing from them, but I figured they had moved on with their pictures, and they were using someone else's pictures. And then I was like scrolling through Twitter the other day, and I was like, that's me, but they cropped my face out. So this so this brand literally is like sharing content, but they stopped tagging me, and they're like refusing to put my face on their gosh. They're refusing to put my face.
They still need your body.
Basically. And it's like, it's very weird. Body. And I'm just like looking at it, and I'm like, is that me? Is that me? And the only reason I remember it was me is because the jeans that I was wearing had a crease down one side of the leg. And I remember thinking at the time, this is weird that one side of one leg has a crease running down it.
Oh,
it wasn't
God.
Their product, the product was shoes, but it was just, and then I saw the photo, and of course it had the crease running down the leg, and I was just like, apparently I am very controversial now because I'm getting cropped out of my own modeling shots.
Honestly, it really sucks. Like I know it's you, and a lot of people that I know are really, really not controversial. And I know I often defend people without realizing it, like without, sometimes I'll defend people and I'll be like, oh, like this person is not bad at all, like nothing they said was controversial, why are you going on them? And then I have no idea what they actually said that people are, I'll be like, oh, they're not controversial. Like, I'll defend people without realizing how controversial they were, and then I'll get in trouble for it because I defended someone who was controversial, and I just didn't do research about that person to know that they weren't. But Daniel, like, I know Daniel. You know what I mean? Daniel, I know, is not controversial. Daniel... And
I don't think I've even ever said anything that's gotten a lot of, like... I mean, I've gotten heat because it's just, like, people are dumb, but nothing that's been, like, blown up that's, like...
Yeah, people are only attacking you because of...
Basically the people I know. Yeah, basically just the people I know.
And for me, I feel like a lot of... I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, it's...
And it's, like, it's funny because not all of my best friends, but, like, by far most of my best friends in Charleston, at least, are, like, very liberal. It's so funny.
Yeah. That's a vibe I got from my friends.
But I've been excommunicated from Hollywood and from the modeling industry, so a lot of my friends are not my friends anymore. It's very sad.
It's really stupid, and it makes me mad. It makes me mad that so many people's lives are being ruined. I don't know. I can't see it calming down anytime soon. Like, I don't know. The state of our politics, is it gonna... Like, people are always very, like, what's, like, apocalyptic, I think is the word, when it comes to politics.
But
like,
I mean, this is, The thing is, like,
Is this new?
Yeah, like, I've been in this game since I was 16, so, like, 10, almost 11 years, and it's never been anything like this. Like, there were moments that it was pretty hot, like the Tea Party things flared up around then, but, like, nothing like this. Nothing. So there's this consultant that worked actually on an opposing campaign that I was working, and we weren't like friends, but like I knew him, and he like went off on me the other day because he saw the picture of me and Laura together.
Oh.
And he just started like going crazy and was like, "She's a Nazi. Laura Loomer is a Nazi," and I'm just like, "She's Jewish." Like what? Like it's like you're talking into a black hole or something. It's so weird. It's like their minds are a black hole, and like I'm sure he's a nice guy, and I don't have any bad feelings about it. But it's just like, it's just astonishing.
I meet so many dumb people, who will just, and it's not even politics, but I feel like because we are in politics, we see a lot of that. But it's like, they'll just they'll call you a Nazi and you're Jewish. But, like, they will actually believe truly in their hearts that you are a Nazi because I don't know, they were told to think that, or...
Well, and I think it's like they get in their own echo chamber, too. I mean, we get in an echo chamber. I try not to, but I'm sure I do. And
do you hear that?
Yeah, it's Dash. He wants to go to bed.
Where is he?
Dash?
She, where is he?
Dash.
I hear it, but I don't see it.
Often about what we could do to change Daniel. Actually, no, I don't worry about. Not with my best friends. I have like extended friends.
It says internet connection is unstable, so if this shuts down, just be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like this video on YouTube, and like heart it on Periscope, because if you heart it on Periscope.
And if you really want to be cool and get Pardes' attention, you give her a super heart.
And PayPal. After I'm not gonna promote crowdfunding right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start promoting it because I like my PR job. It's not a permanent job. It's like a summer job. So once I finish that, then is gonna be when I put more effort into this.
Yeah.
But then is gonna be when I start to promote the crowdfunding too, the Patreon, the PayPal, and we're gonna add like Streamlabs and a few other things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a whole community, a commune, a cult.
A cult.
The cult of Pardes.
And if you give me a certain amount of money every month, I will wash away your sins. Diacritical One is already on Patreon. They're the people
and
who
his sins have been cleansed.
His sins have been cleansed.
Person, Alex, wants your Bitcoin address.
My Bitcoin address?
You should post that.
I don't know what it is. Can I?
Yeah, I'll show you how to get it.
Okay, I have a Bitcoin address, but I don't know what it is. So Daniel's gonna help me share it for you, and.
So what do you have going on? Since we're winding down, what do you have going on the next
couple
weeks, months, years?
Still do our job, and I really love it. And I've been freelancing for this person before I started full-time, and it's been great. And then I did full-time, and then after the summer, so that I'll have more time to do this and invest a little more into this and into real-life videos, talking with a bunch of different people about what we can do with the real-life videos.
Cool.
But what else?
That's awesome.
And I'm in school. That doesn't take a lot of time. I'm still in school. And
I wonder if we're still online, because that person said we're gone.
Really? Who said we're gone?
Nate.
Oh.
That's weird, because I have really good internet here, and my internet's working fine, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, we're still live. We're still live.
You guys are awesome, because they put up with so much, don't they?
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm trying not to travel. I've been traveling for the past 6 months, almost nonstop. Like, I've been in Charleston probably 1 month, maybe 2 months out of the past 6 months. So I'm gonna stay put for probably my ISP is Comcast. So anyway,
Wait, so just tell them who you're responding to.
Oh yeah, Joe, my ISP is Comcast. Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna reboot my Periscopes.
Diacritical One is asking, is Culture back on Twitter?
Culture is not back on Twitter.
Because Culture got banned from Twitter, and
Right.
Daniel's one of the people who helped start Culture.
Yeah, well, I actually, well, I didn't really help start it, but I run it with two other
Okay.
guys. So, yeah, no, and we we've reached out to them, and we are waiting for a reply, and then, there's always jockeying going on behind the scenes, inside baseball, but we'll see.
And another thing that you were mentioning before we talked about this,
Mm-hmm.
you said that you were going to reboot your Periscope.
Periscope, yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's a little bit scary. It's funny, I quit because I had a lot of personal stuff that I had to deal with in my life and just had to get my life back together. But I think now is probably a good time. I've changed and learned more in the past year than probably almost at any point in my life. And then now that Culture is off Twitter, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think it's gonna be fun, and I've already got all the equipment here and the lighting and paid way too much money for it back in the day. So
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun, and we can
fun.
do the guest thing maybe too. That would be fun.
What guest thing?
You can do guests on Periscope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'll invite you on.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do that.
In the world is thinking about watching me for some reason, please
you guys
shoot me any ideas or whatever you want to hear, whatever you want to talk about.
Also, another thing.
Most things are not off limits, so.
Yeah. So let us know what you want us to talk about more of. Daniel's very knowledgeable about a lot of issues. So, and the thing is that Daniel talks about things, like I talk about things in a way that can dumb it down, if I even know about it, which I probably don't. But, so that helps. Daniel talks about things in a way that is so interesting, it comes with a lot of nuance. Like, that's how I actually found out about Daniel's, because I saw him on Twitter, and because of your Periscopes. Like, how long ago were you doing Periscopes? Like 2 years ago?
No, I definitely Periscoped some last year.
Last year, wow.
Yeah. So I've been probably off Periscope. I Periscope like some newsworthy things, but I've been off pretty much for probably.
His Periscoping is very interesting because you can't, like, when you're watching his Periscopes, you can't tell what his political party is, because he approaches topics from like totally just non-biased perspective. Like he's approaching it just at the core, at the root of whatever it is, and that's how he talks about it. So he's not talking about things in terms of like an already, existing ideal.
Yeah, and I wanna tackle like some spiritual stuff about spirituality, religion, faith, the intersection between that and culture, not culture, but actual culture.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll be exciting. Everyone's saying our video feed's cutting in and out, so maybe we should bounce.
Okay. And lastly, if you have any ideas for me, because we're gonna be, after the summer, I'm gonna be working on a lot of videos. I'm definitely putting more time into making videos. If you have any ideas of things that you want, we've tried different things. Even having this on Saturday night was a trial. Everything that I'm doing now is kind of like an experiment to see what you like.
Yeah.
And what works for me, what we like, and whatever. So,
I'm sorry I'm interrupting you. This Oliver guy on YouTube goes, okay, I personally like people yelling and arguing at each other. That's just me. This is too relaxing. He clearly did not see when a tornado broke through my house on air, and there was crashing and shattering and chaos.
Daniel, you want to do a fight show where we fight?
Sure.
Like, we just fight.
We just yell at each other.
Yeah.
Well, and the funny thing is
we
that...
could pretend to be, like, a really,
the funny thing is that...
abusive relationship.
Well, and, you know, we can talk about this. We need to do a scope on how good you are at accidentally insulting people. Pardes is so good at accidentally insulting people. I could literally be looking in the mirror, and I'm just like... oh man, my eyes look droopy today. And she's like, no, it's good. It's distracting from your ugly nose. And in her mind, she thinks she's complimenting you.
Yeah,
But,
well, they're, you know, some of them are really, you know, like, what was the other thing? Dash.
Dash has been ignored. Can we show Dash on the
Yeah.
thing? Dash. Say hi. Dash. Little baby Dash, who is being more photogenic. She's being more photogenic than she's ever been. I mean, she's photogenic, but she just doesn't usually. She likes to do her own thing. Say hi, Dash. She wants it. Every time she gets sleepy, this is what she wants. She just wants you to pet the side of her face. She's a good girl. She never does anything. She like, I say that, but it's true. Like she really doesn't. Oh wow, that's really high. She doesn't. She like really never does anything wrong, and Loki is just like running around destroying my life, and Dash is just like sitting there calmly looking at him and judging him.
Okay, so any other ideas that you guys have, you know, feel free to send it to me. Anything that you think is fun, and if I think it's fun, then we'll do it. If I think it's garbage, then I will just not do it. Okay.
All right.
Daniel, let's get ready for our next fight.
Yep. We have
See
a
you all.
fight coming up. Fight Club.
Fight Club. See you all Monday night. And be there or be square.
And you will be back
in DC.
Washington, D.C.
Yeah. All right.
All right. See y'all. Have fun.